Let's start with one that I've mentioned pretty recently, sports. A couple of weeks ago during my Home Run Coda review, I mentioned that I'm a baseball fan, and you guys have seen me wear Dolphins jerseys before. Cut. Shh. I'll kick you out if you won't be quiet. It's my first blooper and it's not my fault. It's your fault because you won't shush. I will kick you out. Let's go. Hello there, heroes. I'm the Orange Ranger, and welcome to the first Power Rangers Dino SuperCharge Hiatus video. We have got a long time to wait, so I figured that we'd kick things off by getting to know each other a little better. Or rather, since I'm the one doing the talking, you can get to know me a little bit better. This week, I'm going to talk about some things besides Power Rangers that I like. And no, I'm not talking about Super Sentai or Kamen Rider. Toku is a given. Power Rangers led me to Super Sentai, and Super Sentai led me to Kamen Rider. And I don't love any of them any more or less, by the way. I think all of them are awesome, and all of the series have unique circumstances that can make them seem to be better or worse. Alright, with that said, let's get started. Let's start with one I've mentioned recently, sports. A couple of weeks ago during my Home Run Coda review, I mentioned that I'm a baseball fan, and you guys have seen me wear Dolphins jerseys before. There's actually very few team sports that I'm not a fan of, if any. My general rule is, if it's a team sport, I probably like it. Individual stuff like golf and tennis, I enjoy playing, but not so much watching. Speaking of general rules, here's my general rule for what teams I like. Is it a professional team? Then the one in or closest to the city of Miami. I am a Miami Dolphins fan, as hard as that's been lately with the team stuck in a seemingly eternal cycle of mediocrity that sometimes looks like it's never going to end. I am a Miami Marlins fan, which has had its ups and downs to be sure. The Marlins have won 2 World Series championships, 1997 and 2003, both of those as the Florida Marlins. They changed their name to the Miami Marlins when they moved from South Broward, North Dade County to a brand new stadium where the Orange Bowl used to stand. The Marlins haven't been great lately, but they do seem to be building year by year. I am a Miami Heat fan, and that has definitely been more good than bad lately. The Heat have won 3 of the last 10 NBA championships, including back-to-back titles in the 2012 and 2013 NBA Finals. There have been some bad seasons mixed in there. The Heat missed the playoffs just last season, but just before the filming of this video, they actually clinched a return trip to the playoffs. The NBA can rotate good and bad teams very quickly. I am a Florida Panthers fan. Yes, as the name implies, the team plays away from Miami, currently based in Sunrise, Florida. But funnily enough, they actually first played at the Miami Arena, but they were still the Florida Panthers. The Panthers have not been good all that often, only making the playoffs 4 times in their 21 seasons. However, this year is proving to be another exception to that rule, as the Panthers are in first place in their division with the season almost over and are one of the better teams in the league. My hopes are definitely raised that they can make a run this year. There is not currently a Major League Soccer team in the city of Miami, but one is on the horizon. International soccer star David Beckham's MLS contract included an option for a huge discount on establishing an expansion team after his retirement, and he has chosen to place that team in the city of Miami. It has been a struggle finding a stadium site, but recently he purchased land in a Miami neighborhood called Overtown, and approval on a stadium is expected soon. So, loving all of the sports teams that play in Miami, I'm obviously a Miami Hurricanes fan for college sports, right? Nope. While I may have grown up in the city of Miami, I attended college at the University of Florida in Gainesville, so I am definitely a Gators fan. UF is one of the giants of college sports, with an administration that always focuses on making sure they are near or at the top of any sport that they play. Go Gators! Alright, I realize that sports probably doesn't play that well with most of the Ranger fandom, so let's move on to something a little more geeky. Actually, thinking about it, everything else on this list is kind of geeky. I'm a geek. I have mentioned that, right? Oh, right, I mentioned it last week. Last Geek Week. Geek Week, Geek Week, Geek Week. What was I talking about again? Sci-fi! I am a huge science fiction fan, 3 franchises in particular. The first and strongest of those is Star Trek. I started watching Star Trek during the early seasons of The Next Generation, and it's my favorite. Deep Space Nine is a close second. Voyager was pretty good, and I even found things to like about Enterprise. The new films, I'm a little hit or miss on, but I'm on board so far. The original series, listen, it was made for a different era. I mean, it's classic, I'm not going to deny that, but to be honest, I have a little bit of trouble watching it. If you like Star Trek, then you must be some kind of Star Wars hater, huh? Nope. I definitely like Star Trek better for reasons that are probably enough to create a video of their own at some point. But I like Star Wars too. Imagine that. You're allowed to like both. I saw The Force Awakens in IMAX 3D and I absolutely loved it. Sure wish I could use the Force on the Silver Skull. That'd be nice. And the third is that funny little alien in the blue police box. Yes, I am a Doctor Who fan. It's funny that Doctor Who is a British show but has taken off so much with the American audience. I am a relatively new Whovian, having started with the 11th incarnation of the Doctor, played by Matt Smith. I've seen some of the 9th Doctor, played by Christopher Eccleston, and some of the 10th Doctor, played by Matt Tennant. Yes, the actor that played the 10th Doctor was named Matt Tennant. That almost seems intentional. But guys and girls, I am a bad Whovian. Bad. I am so far behind in general on things that I want to watch. I haven't seen about half of the past season of Doctor Who. I like the 12th Doctor, played by Peter Capaldi. Though his style is a bit different from 11's Matt Smith's, like I mentioned, and he was my favorite. In most cases, a Whovian's first Doctor is going to be their favorite one. So, maybe subconsciously that's holding me back a little? You guys might remember that I've done a video on Power Rangers video games, and heck, I've even traveled back and forth through my Super Nintendo and came back with a Chomsy.
Good times, kid. Good times.
Yep, I love me some video games. And as the fact that I own a Super Nintendo demonstrates, I love retro gaming. The latest AAA title might not hold my attention for all that long, but I can slap Zelda: A Link to the Past into the SNES, or Mario Kart 64 into the N64, and go to town. Now, that doesn't mean I don't like newer games, though financial realities at the moment dictate that my newest console is currently an Xbox 360. I like action-adventure games, and I am a huge fan of the Assassin's Creed series. I adored Black Flag. I haven't played Rogue yet, but I did just pick it up, so I might be talking about that soon. I am glad the series is taking a year off, though. Between the critically panned Unity and the so-so Syndicate, it was getting a bit oversaturated. I am currently playing Red Dead Redemption, the Undead Nightmare DLC to be specific, and I'm definitely enjoying that. I'm a huge fan of Nintendo's first-party trilogy of Mario, Zelda, and Metroid, and besides that, I like playing sports games. I say playing because I don't like buying them from year to year, when most years they're just roster updates. How about some heroes that I like besides the Power Rangers? Well, let me start with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because it allows me to segue between these two topics onto something that I wanted to comment on. Last week, when I asked you guys for hiatus video ideas besides the ones I announced in the schedule, I got more than a couple of comments asking for either Let's Play video game videos or videos about the Turtles. I actually brought up both of those topics during my recent State of the Channel video. I'll go ahead and throw an annotation up if you haven't seen it, so go ahead and click the TV to give that a watch. But basically, as far as video game Let's Plays, I mentioned that I am very interested in doing them. I just don't have the equipment to do them properly yet, and that's something that I'm still working on. And as far as Ninja Turtles, while I could do topical videos on the Ninja Turtles, I'm just not as into that series, so they probably wouldn't be as good videos. All I would probably do with Ninja Turtles is review the current series, and I don't really watch it. I'm not really into it right now. So for the moment, I think that's probably going to be a long-term Patreon goal, because it would be adding another series to my workload to review that show, and for a series that, like I said, I'm just not as into as Power Rangers. But now, okay, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The Turtles were actually my first favorite heroes before the Power Rangers, because I'm kind of old. And if you think about it, heroes identified by their colors using distinct personal weapons to fight foot soldiers and aliens, it was kind of preparing me for Power Rangers. And while my Orange Ranger moniker is a bit ironic for Power Rangers, Michelangelo rocks that face mask as a real orange hero. I also like comic book heroes. Sort of. I actually haven't read comic books in a really long time, though I am getting the itch to start again. But when I did read comic books, it was pretty much Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Star Trek The Next Generation. What I really like right now is the movie versions of comic book heroes that we've been getting.
So, you like the Marvel guys, right? Iron Man, Captain America?
No way, you're a DC guy, aren't you? Superman, Batman?
Yeah, right! That movie was lame and you know it!
Wrong! Critics are stupid! That movie was awesome!
Ha! Forget that! Civil War, now that's a movie!
Please! Just throwing Spider-Man in there last minute?
Yeah, because Snyder definitely didn't throw every single...
Guys, enough! Once again, I like both. In fact, some of the comics that I'm the most curious to read are the crossovers between Marvel and DC, and the amalgam comics that take one character from each universe and combine them into one. Wait, Kaizoku, when did you see Dawn of Justice?
I'm tapped into the info grids. I can see the things I want to.
And Chomsky, Civil War's not even out yet.
Yeah, I know a guy.
Anyway, I may have my own opinions about the different ways that Marvel and DC are building their movie universes, which I'm not going to go into because I'd rather not start my own Civil War. But it is just a grand time to be a fan of superheroes because the movie industry right now is all but fixated on them. I mean, heck, even our Power Rangers are getting another shot at the big screen. Well, I think that about covers it. In the comments below, let me know some of the other things that you guys like. And if there are some arenas of likable things that I didn't cover, feel free to ask me what I like in those arenas and I'll do my best to answer you. But more importantly, you guys have some voting to do. Sometimes they built the tech, sometimes they helped with the magic, but for many Ranger seasons, the mentor needed a little bit of extra help getting their Rangers ready for battle. In the comments below, leave your vote for your favorite Power Rangers assistant, a non-mentor character who helped the Rangers alongside the mentor. A random voter will be selected to get a channel shoutout. That's going to do it for the first Dino SuperCharge Hiatus video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like the video by clicking the like button right down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Comment with the likey stuff and with your favorite Power Rangers assistant. And if you can and would like to, you can leave a cash tip by clicking the support button on my channel page. May the power protect you.
S34N, report! I am having trouble locating the relic you have specified. It is quite similar to others in the area. I sent you specific schematics! Find it! Now! I obey. Mark my words, Orange Ranger. You may have made it to another hiatus, but you sure as spit won't make it to that 100th video.
Speaking of general rules, here's my general rule for what teams I like. Ooh, the rule. Currently based in Sunrise, Florida. The Panther farts. There is not currently a Major League Soccer team in the city of Miami, but one is expected soon. No, that's not what I said. But one is on the horizon. Now, that doesn't mean I don't like newer games. I got a few comments asking me for either. No, that wasn't good. Let me wind that back. Last week, when I asked you guys for video ideas besides the one that's the farts! Wait, Kaizoku, when did you see Dawn of Justice? Dine? Make sure to like the video, subscribe if you're new, blah, blah, blah. Make sure to like the video by clicking the like button right down below. Why? No, shh! God, squeak! I know it's squeak.